everyone, welcome to another video for simonsthestamp.com. Today I'm going to be using supplies from the April 2014 card kit, and I'm starting out with some of the cardstock in the kit. This is Nina Desert Storm, just scored that at 5.5, and now I'm going to be adding some masking tape onto the back of the card. I am going to be stamping over the fold of the card, and I just want to protect the back of the card while I'm doing all of that stamping. I'm going to be using the Watts Up stamp set. You saw the stamp set last week in my video. I'm going to be using the stamp set for the majority of this card again. I'm starting out with that kind of quarter of a circle ray stamp, and I'm inking it up with Simons the Stamp Sunshine ink. I'm starting near the top of the card, and I'm just going to stamp that right over the fold. And then I'm going to ink up my stamp again and rotate the stamp press so that I can stamp the other half of that top circle. And then I'm going to stamp it to the right, and I'm just going to do like a row of yellow sun rays, and then I'll be switching colors. I'll clean off my stamp really well and switch to orange peel, and I'm going to be stamping this and have it kind of overlap that row of yellow, and this is because I kind of want it to look like a pattern that builds. So I'm starting that half right at the point where those two half circles meet, and it's just overlapping by about 1/2 inch. And I'll press that down and stamp that in orange. I'll do the other half of that half circle, and then I'll be moving on and stamping more on the edge of the card and then going over to the left side as well. I just want a complete row of this orange half circle ray image, and I want to make sure that I get all of it on there. After I was done with the orange, I moved on to lipstick red. And I'm doing the exact same format that I used for the yellow sun rays on the top row. So I'm starting out with that half right there, moving on to the other half, and then doing another half circle over the side. At this point, I thought I wanted to add one more color, so I thought I would bring in Island Blue. And I stamped it once, and then I realized that the color was just too dark compared to the others. And so I ended up taking that card base and just cutting off the very bottom. So it became a card that's actually about 3.5 inches tall instead of 4.25. So it's a little bit more narrow, but I really liked the format. It gave it a little bit of a different look. To finish off that stamped background, I took the same colors that I used for the sunray stamp and added a little heart from the stamp set in the center. So I used orange peel just one time because there's only one center of the orange shown. And then I stamped the sunshine heart twice because there were two centers shown. And then I have my background. So I'm going to move on to the sentiment for the card. I'm going to be using the I Love You stamp from the stamp set. And I'm embossing it in white over black cardstock that comes in the kit. Started out by putting a little bit of powder on my cardstock just to prevent any embossing powder from sticking to areas where I don't want it. And then I stamped the greeting in Versamark ink. Versamark's a really great ink for embossing because it's so sticky and it does not dry very fast. So I'll add some white embossing powder. This is Hero Art's white embossing powder. Tap off the excess and then use my heat tool to melt it completely. I trimmed down that sentiment piece and then took my scissors and cut off the one end and then cut the other end at a diagonal. I used some pattern paper from the kit and cut a strip and then put that greeting piece on top so I could get the same angle, and then mimicked that angle and cut it off at a diagonal. I then adhered the pattern paper piece to the front of the card, on the very bottom portion of the card and off to the side with the fold. And then I took the greeting piece and put 2 foam squares on the back. 2 foam squares is just enough to give it enough support. And then I placed that onto the card. To finish off this card, I thought it needed just a little bit something extra to help tie in that greeting with the rest of the card. So I thought drawing a white border that intersects with the greeting would be perfect for that. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and that's today's card. I will catch you next time, and thanks for watching.